we go. There's the take that keyboard. Phone another way. It's over here. It's a laptop in a different place than usual. Yeah, let me actually just move it away. I'm sure. Let me know what I need to do. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give you a shout in a minute. Just got last two songs put in.
All right. A lot of these songs are covers, by the way, just to let you know, like ballroom bliss, stuff like that.
Trying to configure the other song.
I'm just making sure that your center screen. Okay.
They're also standing.
It's good. The green light is on. You're connected. Everything I'm seeing longer. Right. I'm just going to nip out and I'm going to put that screen up in the car so it doesn't get too hot. Be back in 2 minutes. You okay? Yeah, that's fine. 1 second.
Okay, so we got I'm Still Standing,
Yeah.
then The Doors,
Yeah.
then Weird Al,
Yeah.
then
Dr.
Dr. Feelgood, Have a Nice Day, Radar Love, Ballroom Blitz, Tainted Love, and Your Song track intro. Cool. So let me just turn that one off there. I'm going to put some headphones on and I'll stuck to them. Oh. Okay. So when you're ready, put the side up and Gus.
All right. Hello, this is Gus. Am I coming through clearly? Testing.
Yeah, all good.
Yeah.
That one there, that one there, that one there, that one there. That one there, that one there. Cool. Right then. Let's get up a new page for you. When you're ready to go, you can go.
All right.
Yep.
Hello, this is Gus. I'm back for another set of movie music, and the first song in the set is Tainted Love by Soft Cells, featured in Coneheads.
Let's try and make it so I don't get the aircon unit.
It's been ages since I've seen Coneheads. Shit, when I was a kid. Have you seen it?
I haven't.
It's a strange movie. I think it's based on like a Dan Aykroyd skit. He likes his aliens. Dan Aykroyd.
Very easy, not coming in there, but good stuff. Very fine. You're not coming in soon. Okay.
How are you doing, Gus?
Oh, doing all right. Nice and cool in here.
I'll look for a bar in a minute.
You see Coneheads, Harry? Strange movie. I'm not sure if it holds up. I did quite enjoy it when I was younger. It was the first movie based on like an SNL skit. Predates Wayne's World. It's good. Yeah, it's a good one.
Now that's what we call a driving tune.
I didn't even know they did this one.
Right?
I thought it was by the Slate.
Yeah, it is by them. She just did a cover of it. But she is an actual musician. I think she did like music before she did acting.
Her role, like girlfriend of a, oh, she was a girlfriend of a character in Wayne's World in 1990.
Yeah. He's Mike Myers' girlfriend in the movie.
Yeah.
The most successful movie based on a. It's the first one for about seven. I think I preferred the original, but I still like.
Yeah. Even she plays the Tomb Raider video games.
The Relic Hunter.
Yeah.
Yes. I remember
There's
watching
a video game Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
And then she's done the voice of the Disney feature Lilo and Stitch.
I think the Sweet Song was in the original movie, but the cover was in the sequel.
Yeah. There's also the television series Merlin in 1999.
Okay.
And then provided the voice work for the Disney feature Lilo and Stitch. I've got a sequel on the television spin-off or album for Halloween in 2007.
He was very active in the 90s.
Yeah, very nicely.
He was also in the strange
Yeah.
FMV game.
Right. So when you're ready for your facts and figures, we'll go for it.
Don't. And that was Tia Carrera with Ballroom Blitz featured in Wayne's World 2. And I've got a bit of trivia for both Wayne's World movies. Mike Myers was hell bent on getting Queen for the movie, but the producers wanted Guns N' Roses because they were more popular at the time. But he threatened to walk out off if he couldn't get the song Bohemian Rhapsody in the movie. So they kind of caved in, and he sent Freddie Mercury a tape of them headbanging to his music, and he gave the blessing. Although Mike Myers did injure his neck in the process, but yeah, that managed to actually kind of reinvigorate Queen in the US, and the movie was massively successful. And Tia Carrera would also kind of go on to create a lot of music for the movie and be a musician in her own right. Well, she was a musician before the movie, but her career kind of got even more successful after the movie. And yeah, up next is Radio Love by Golden Earring, featured in Baby Driver.
year is that one from?
Baby Driver. I think it was early 2020s. So it's a relatively recent thing. I don't know about the song. I think the song was
Radar Love in 1973.
okay, earlier.
Went to number one on the Dutch charts, reached the top 10 in the UK. And then went to number 13 on the United States charts, Twilight Zone in 1982, and When the Lady Smiled in 84. And then had a top 30 single on the chart by releasing 25 studio albums.
I know a lot more about movies than I do music. I'm always learning things. Different.
So is this connected to the movie Baby Driver?
Yeah.
It won a couple of years ago, didn't it?
There was also in Problem Child as well. When the girl's on the skateboard.
Yeah. It might have also even been in one of the Wayne's World movies.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically, have you seen Baby Driver, Steve?
I can remember actually seeing part of it where the guy was actually on the iPod and he had the
Yeah.
headphones. And then all of a sudden he started doing all these weird, wonderful moves. Yeah, it was kind of like a weird and wonderful film.
Yeah. I think the whole premise is basically he wanted to make a movie where he could choreograph the car chases to the music. Precisely.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Cool idea.
Yeah. Well, the screenshot has been the same bits with the riffs on the music.
Yeah.
Whether he was actually turning the wheel or whether he was shifting.
Maybe, yeah. It was on a green screen, maybe, yeah.
Still on the Northern Square.
It's the comfy seat ever, well.
Constantly saying to yourself, must be bad.
Yeah, I wasn't the biggest fan of Edgar Wright's last couple of movies. Said Last Night in Soho and the Running Man remake. I enjoyed most of his movies. I'm sure this song's been in tons of movies.
No, it's about 6 minutes long, so I had to try and shorten it so I get enough song.
That's all right.
Yeah.
It's in the earlier sections of the Dawn of the Dead remake.
What's this? Have a nice day. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Was the only tranquil moment in that movie before everything went falling. I would have liked to have had the Richard Cheese's version of Down with the Sickness. That's definitely not radio friendly.
No.
Either have you seen the Dawn of the Dead remake?
I haven't known.
Usually,
Say again?
have you seen the Dawn of the Dead remake or even the original movie?
Can't even remember that one.
They're both quite a long time ago at this point.
Did they actually do? I mean, I can remember they had there was video games that came out with that stuff.
There was Dead Rising, which George Romero almost sued them for because it was so similar to the movie, and they had to put a notice on the box saying this has nothing to do with George A. Romero's Dawn of the Dead, which is kind of funny. Good game, right?
Well, I mean, I understand like shoot 'em up games where you're actually trying to kill everything that comes on the screen.
Trivia time. When you're ready, then Gus, go for your trivia.
Sure. And that was Have a Nice Day by Stereophonic, featured in Dawn of the Dead. And I've got a bit of trivia for Dawn of the Dead, specifically the remake. The movie was kind of heavily, there was a lot of practical effects featured in the movie. I think there were about 300 zombies who they had this van where they would constantly be applying prosthetics and makeup to people. It took about 4 hours per person, and there were hundreds of people. And movie would even take place in a mall that was set to be demolished, and they would decorate it and all this other stuff. But during all the chaos, they actually hired a nurse to apply some of these prosthetics, and Ving Rhames had a synthetic wound sewn into him, and the director Zack Snyder, he said, "Oh, that's really realistic looking blood." It's like, no, that's just my blood. And so they had to kind of attend to his wound after the scene was done. But yeah, many members of the original cast from the original movie were also featured in the remake, including Tom Savini, who did the special effects and practical effects in that movie. And yeah, up next is Dr. Feelgood by Motley Crue, featured in The Dirt. Forget whether it's Tom Savini or Tim Savini, but if I had more people watching, I'm sure they can correct.
Right, there you go.
Yeah, he's appeared in quite a few George Romero movies and Robert Rodriguez movies.
With some of those people that's doing that, they have a go-to list of people that I think, oh, we get some good music out. Yeah, let's actually have them in.
Robert Rodriguez did some of his own music. I think it's mostly just practical effects and things like that. So it's a good guy to have on set.
Right.
This was a very dumb movie, kind of appropriate, I suppose, for Motley Crue. Either of you seen The Dirt?
The Dirt.
Yes, it's a kind of Motley Crue biopic.
Okay, okay.
I do kind of feel like using music from biopics is a bit like cheating, just because you have to have all the hits from certain bands almost. Yeah.
I think the movie genre is actually starting to run out of new plots to actually bring to the screen. So they keep on actually fiddling back and then they do a reboot and then they do the whole thing all over again.
Yeah. Like I mentioned, the Running Man remake earlier, it seems like. So,
Yeah.
they're just kind of digging up old movies that haven't been remade in the last 20, 30 years, whatever.
Because the Running Man, that was the Arnold Schwarzenegger.
It was, yeah.
And then they had to go through all these different places where it was actually high. So yeah,
Yeah. There was these people out to murder him.
yeah. And it was all about the simple thing of actually being able to actually get to the uplink.
Yeah. I'm not sure how faithful it was to the book it was based on, but I think
Never read the book.
seems like apparently I haven't read it either. Stephen King wrote it. It seems quite different for Stephen King. You know, he usually does horrors. This is
Yeah.
I suppose it. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, I was normally into the darker side, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean it is a dark premise, but it's also kind of an action premise.
Which fitted Arnold Schwarzenegger quite well.
Yeah. The problem with the remake is anytime you try and replace Schwarzenegger with somebody else, they always kind of fall short by comparison.
Yeah, you're always expecting to say, "Come with me if you want to look." I think it's called a good pick and mix.
You see the Weird Al movie. He's,
That's a really good song by Sharona.
Now this version seems to be quite a bit faster than the one I remember in the chart.
yeah,
But yeah, let's speed it up.
yeah. My Bologna one is kind of it's altered to be a bit different.
So what are they doing? Are they doing a tongue in cheek kind
It's
of thing?
yeah, it's a parody. It's have you heard of Weird Al?
Huh?
Have you heard of Weird Al?
No.
Okay, he's done a lot of like parody songs like
Yeah.
Amish Paradise and
Just adding different
Yeah, just
words
adding
to
different,
it.
yeah.
Oh my word. Wow.
the movie that's based on Weird Al is also kind of a joke, you know. It's he ends up in like a relationship with Madonna at some point, taking on drug particles.
Because I can hear in this one, I've actually got the accordion in there. Whereas I don't think the accordion is anywhere in the original.
Yeah, I think he is actually an accordion player. So
Let's get the accordion in. Let's have some of that.
Right, it's trivia time.
right. And that was My Bologna by Weird Al, featured in Weird, the Ali Yankovic story, and got a bit of trivia for Weird. The movie was basically prompted by a sketch done on the Funny or Die site featuring Aaron Paul as Weird Al, and people liked the sketch so much that they kind of basically demanded a actual movie to be made, and it took about a decade for this to happen. And it was done on a very small budget, about $8 million. It took about 18 days to film, but the movie was received well and even won an Emmy for outstanding TV movie. So yeah, everything worked out in the end. And up next is Break On Through to the Other Side by The Doors, featured in The Doors. It's a very weird movie, very psychedelic as you'd expect. Doors.
So there's obviously people smoking loads of stuff there.
Yeah, doing all kinds of drugs. And I learned a lot about Jim Morrison, who seems like kind of a nutcase, but I think you'd have to be to excel in that era.
Well, they say geniuses are actually one step away from actually being in the funny film.
Yeah.
It's okay to step up to the line as long as you don't step over it.
So Val Kilmer did a pretty good job playing him. Yeah.
There seems to be more and more movies made. Famous people like you had the Freddie Mercury one, then
Yeah,
you
that
had the
was,
Elton John one, then you had the David Bowie one. I'm just wondering who's actually going to do. Are they going to do one of the Beatles?
They are, yes. They planned 4 movies, one for each Beatle.
Oh my word!
Yeah. So
So I can remember going to the movies and watching them when A Hard Day's Night came out.
Yeah.
I actually went into the movies and watched that, and that was like, and it was just a biography of them actually coming in, and then all these screaming girls chased them through the streets of Liverpool. It was weird and wonderful. Yeah.
yeah, I feel like the Beatles thing would probably be better as like a mini series versus 4 separate movies.
Well, obviously, it opens it up that they can actually do. They can actually do 4 single ones, and then they can actually join them all together where they're all intersecting. When they're together and when they're away from each other. Mind you, that movie would be rather long. Movie. If you just did it as one.
So I just feel like these days I'm more up for watching like a mini series than like a long movie.
Well, it means then you don't have to have a great attention span to actually watch like a 30 or a 45-minute thing.
Rocket Man is good though. I enjoyed that movie.
I never saw that, but again, obviously the music that he actually had was so good. Yeah. Yeah.
Blanking on the guy who played Elton John, something Edgerton. He was in a movie with Elton John. It's the Kingsman sequel. So okay, they were obviously friends. That made the movie.
I mean, those movies of those people, they seem to be larger than life. The stuff that Elton John did, Freddie, huh?
I was going to say they do kind of get into like all the substance abuse.
Absolutely. It comes in some way, shape, or form.
seems to have settled down now. Although sadly, he seems to be going blind, which can definitely empathise with.
Okay. We're on to the ending.
Right.
So when you're ready to go.
And that was I'm Still Standing by Elton John, featured in Rocket Man. And that's it for me today. I hope you enjoyed the movie music. And yeah, bye.
Do you want to give you the keyboard or
Yeah.
never got your name?
Thank you. Place. Yeah, thanks for listening. Those on YouTube, if you want to listen to the actual songs without us talking over it, just follow the link in the description to Mixcloud. Yeah. All right. Bye.